Trailblazers hold a 72-67 lead over the Phoenix Suns at the half. We welcome you to the Hardwood Report at half. I'm Ryder Bullock. Portland jumped out to a huge start in this one, leading 41-30 after the first quarter, and while Phoenix made a strong push in the second, outscoring the Blazers 37-31, the home team still maintains a 5-point advantage heading into the break. Now, it's been a game of balance offensively for both squads. Colin Gillespie leads the Suns with 14 points on 4 of 8 shooting, while Donovan Clingan has been the workhorse for Portland, tallying 13 points and 11 rebounds. Jordan Goodwin is doing a bit of everything for Phoenix with 8 points and 8 boards. Jamari Grant has chipped in 4 assists for the Trailblazers, who are shooting just over 50% from the floor. Phoenix is finding its rhythm from beyond the arc, hitting 44% of their threes, and they're 9 of 11 at the line. But Portland has been patient, sharing the ball effectively with 18 assists and grabbing 11 offensive rebounds to maintain control. The Suns have done a pretty nice job keeping turnovers low at just 5, but Portland's early lead has been tough to chip away at. One stat that jumps out, Portland has led for 96% of this first half. Phoenix is going to need a strong third quarter if they hope to turn that around. More on this game in a moment, but first let's get you caught up to what happened today in the NBA in Dallas. Jaylen Brown poured in 33 points and grabbed 11 rebounds as the Boston Celtics put away late to beat the Dallas Mavericks 110-100, handing Dallas its season-worst 5th straight loss. The night still belonged in part to Cooper Flagg, who continued his remarkable rookie run with 36 points in his first career meeting against the Celtics, the team he grew up watching in Maine. The number 1 overall pick added 9 rebounds and 6 assists, marking his 3rd consecutive 30-point game just 5 nights after setting the NBA teenage scoring record with 49 against Charlotte. Peyton Pritchard scored 26 for Boston, which played without Simmons after acquiring Nikola Vucevic in a trade with Chicago earlier in the day. Luka Garza provided a key spark off the bench, drilling 4 straight three-pointers during a 14-4 run late in the third quarter to push the Celtics lead to 86-67. Garza finished with 16 points in 20 minutes, going a perfect 4 for 4 from deep. Boston seized control midway through the first quarter and never trailed again after Brown hit back-to-back three-pointers to erase an early deficit. The Celtics led by as many as 23 in the second half. Daniel Gafford posted 10 points and 12 rebounds for Dallas, despite aggravating a right ankle injury that has already cost him 16 games this season. He exited in the second quarter but returned after halftime. Caleb Martin added 13 points, 11 of them in the first half. Up next, Celtics at Houston on Wednesday to close a 2-game Texas trip. Mavericks host San Antonio on Thursday, then visit the Spurs on Saturday. In Detroit, All-Star Cade Cunningham delivered a complete performance with 29 points and 10 assists as the Detroit Pistons held off the Denver Nuggets 124-121. All-Star center Jalen Duren added 19 points and 13 rebounds, while Duncan Robinson chipped in 20 for Detroit, which has now won 5 of its last 6 games. The Pistons also completed a season sweep of Denver after a 109-107 win at Ball Arena on January the 27th. Detroit entered the night riding momentum from a franchise record 53 blowout of Brooklyn on Sunday. Denver was led by Jamal Murray's 32 points and 8 assists. Nikola Jokic finished with 24 points and 15 rebounds, though the 2-time MVP was limited early as the Nuggets never held a lead. Detroit seized control in the second quarter, outscoring Denver 37-23 to build a 69-50 halftime advantage. Cunningham had 17 points and 7 assists before the break, while Jokic was held to 7 points on 3 of 10 shooting. The Pistons stretched the margin to 20 early in the third, but Denver clawed back to within 93 of 80 entering the fourth. Jokic pulled the Nuggets within 5 with 2:33 remaining, and Murray's late three-pointer trimmed the deficit to 2. Tobias Harris answered with a timely triple, and Detroit closed the door at the free throw line after getting a key stop with 33 seconds left. Earlier in the day, Detroit traded guard Jaden Ivey in a 3-team deal for Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric. Neither newcomer was available. Up next, Nuggets at the Knicks on Wednesday night. Pistons taking on the Wizards in Detroit Thursday. In Indianapolis, Isaiah Collier put together a night for the Utah Jazz, handing out a career-high 22 assists as Utah beat the Indiana Pacers 131-122, despite dressing just 7 healthy players. Collier's 22 assists are the most in the NBA this season, and the most by a Jazz player since Hall of Famer John Stockton did it in 1992. Collier, who played all 48 minutes, also scored 17 points as all 7 Utah players finished in double figures. Lauri Markkanen led the Jazz with 27 points, while Bryce Sensabaugh scored 20, Ace Bailey added 19, Kyle Filipowski posted 16, and had 16 rebounds, a double-double for him. Utah was severely short-handed after completing a major trade earlier, sending Georges Nikan, Kyle Anderson, Walter Clayton Jr., and Tyler Hendricks to Memphis in exchange for Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Landale, John Concher, and Vince Williams Jr. None of the new additions were available. The last NBA player to record 22 assists in a game was Denver's Nikola Jokic on March 7th of last season. Stockton had 22 assists for Utah on December 18, 1992 against Philadelphia and recorded 8 career games with 23 or more, including a Jazz record 28 in 1991. Indiana was also short-handed, resting 4 regular starters, All-Star Pascal Siakam, Dennis Mathurin, Andrew Nembhard, and T.J. McConnell, one night after a loss to Houston. Quentin Johnson scored 24 points on 9 of 10 shooting for the Pacers, and Jarris Walker also had 24. Cam Jones, a healthy scratch Monday, made his first career start and finished with 12 points. Utah was without Keno George, Kevin Love, and Walker Kessler. Jazz at Atlanta Thursday night. Pacers take on Milwaukee Friday. In Washington, Karl-Anthony Towns posted 19 points and 14 rebounds as the New York Knicks steamrolled the Washington Wizards 131-102, extending their winning streak to 7 games. Mikal Bridges led the New York Knicks with 23 points, Jalen Brunson added 21, and OG Anunoby chipped in 19 as the Knicks dominated from the opening tip. New York has now won 11 straight games against Washington. The only blemish of the night was when came in the third quarter for the Knicks when Josh Hart left the game with a sprained left ankle. Hart, who previously dealt with a right ankle issue earlier this season, walked to the locker room and did not return. He finished with 4 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Will Riley scored 17 points to lead Washington, while Bub Carrington added 14. The Wizards have won 3 of their last 5 games, but both losses in that stretch were blowouts, falling by 31 points to the Lakers on Friday and again by 31 to the Knicks tonight. New York continued a dominant stretch after going 2 for 9 from December 31st through January 19th. During this 7-game winning streak, the Knicks have recorded victories by margins of 54, 27, 30, and 31. They led by as many as 41 in this one. The Knicks jumped out early, leading by 18 in the first quarter and taking a commanding 72-45 advantage into halftime. They finished the night shooting 17 of 37 from three-point range. With an eye toward Wednesday night's matchup against Denver, New York was able to manage minutes. Only Brunson played more than 30 for either team. Up next, Knicks host Denver tomorrow night. Wizards visit the Detroit Pistons on Thursday. In Brooklyn, LeBron James scored 25 points, Luka Doncic added 24, and the Lakers cruised past the Nets 125-109. Austin Reeves, it was his first game since Christmas. Reeves finished with 15 points in 21 minutes after missing 19 games with a strained left calf. He checked in late in the first quarter with the Lakers already rolling and helped fuel a blistering start that saw Los Angeles open the game by shooting 20 of 25 from the field. Jake LaRiva scored 18 points for the Lakers, who wrapped up a successful 5-3 road trip and now return home to face Philadelphia on Thursday night, just hours after the NBA trade deadline passes. James had noted recently it was difficult to fully assess the Lakers without Reeves, who was averaging 26.6 points before his injury. With him back in the lineup, Los Angeles looked sharp, though the opponent offered little resistance. Brooklyn, coming off a 53-point loss in Detroit on Sunday, fell behind quickly as the Lakers hit 15 of their first 18 shots to open a 45-23 lead after one quarter. Los Angeles extended the margin to 57-28 early in the second, highlighted by back-to-back highlight dunks from James, including one off a Rivas steal and lob off the backboard. The Lakers led ballooned to 38 after they carried a commanding 69-40 advantage into halftime. Michael Porter Jr. led Brooklyn with 21 points and 10 rebounds, while Day'Ron Sharpe added 19 points and 14 boards. The Nets have now lost 9 of their last 10. Lakers host the Sixers on Thursday. Nets visit Orlando on Thursday. Finally, in OKC, Isaiah Hartenstein recorded his first career triple-double. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 20 points, and the Oklahoma City Thunder rolled past the Orlando Magic 128-92. And this game became the first team this season to reach 40 wins. Congratulations, OKC. Hartenstein finished with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in just 23 minutes, joining an elite group as the 10th player in Thunder history to record a triple-double. Isaiah Joe added 22 points, Lou Dort contributed 18, and first-time All-Star Chet Holmgren had 16 points and 10 rebounds. Oklahoma City played without Jalen Williams, sidelined with a hamstring injury, and A.J. Mitchell out with an abdominal strain. Despite the absence, the Thunder dominated from the start, feeding off an energized crowd during their 4th annual HBCU night. Joe hit a three-pointer at the first quarter buzzer to put Oklahoma City to a 39-14 lead, matching the lowest scoring quarter by a Thunder opponent this season. He later completed a three-point play on Paolo Banchero in the second quarter for a 56-24 lead. The Thunder led 68-41 at halftime. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander extended his streak of games with at least 20 points to 121, putting him 5 games shy of Wilt Chamberlain's record of 126. For Orlando, Jalen Suggs scored 20 points and Paolo Banchero added 17 on 6 of 17 shooting. France Wagner remained out with a high left ankle strain. Up next, Thunder at San Antonio Wednesday. Magic hosts Brooklyn Thursday. We have something special happening in Portland. Our hardest to have player tonight, Portland's Donovan Clingan. He's been nothing short of relentless. 13 points on 66.7 shooting, 11 rebounds, and a perfect mark from the three-point range. Every time he's on the floor, the Blazers' offense seems to click. If Clingan were a song tonight, he'd be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Can't stop because he simply cannot be stopped. Phoenix has tried to contain him, but Clingan keeps pushing, scoring, and grabbing every rebound in sight. The Blazers need him to keep this energy going in the second half. They want to hold on to this lead. Portland leading it third quarter when we come back.